Hello. I want to make a device that makes my dog bark. That's right, not stop barking, but get the dog to bark. I have a neighbor that murders dogs and has taken out a war on killing all my dogs whenever they step onto his property. And in Alabama, if a dog is not on a leash, they can shoot your dog. So I need a device that will encourage the dogs that are in the run to bark as much as possible, because in the country they're allowed to bark and they can't do anything about it. But if that dog were to walk on his property, even one of these cute little chihuahuas, the man will shoot and murder my chihuahua. And when I call the law and the chihuahua is missing and doesn't come home, they won't go onto his private property to find the dog that he's quickly burying in the ground. This is going on in Alabama, and I'd call that animal cruelty. And yet, however, they can say I'm in trouble for allowing the dog to run loose. And this is in an area where you have a minimum of 7 acres. So there has to be something to be done about dog murderer next door, who has killed none of my dogs, but my tenants' dogs that live next door, that didn't want to chain them up. And I said, you better chain the dog up or the dog murderer next door will kill them. And sure enough, they lost all their dogs. All 3 different tenants I've had live over there have lost their dogs to dog murderer. And he thinks he's killing my dogs and is all happy about it. So, he hates the barking. The barking is legal. And I need a device that encourages them to bark. I'm thinking about a box that meows. Some kind of button I can be laying in bed and at 3 in the morning I can wake up to have a cigarette. Or the old man who's got to get up and pee in the middle of the night, and you start hitting the button that meows to make the dogs bark, to keep that man up all night so he can't go and do landscaping work to get more money to buy bullets to shoot the neighbor's dogs that wander onto his property. And the Alabama law won't do anything about it. So I have dog murderers on 3 sides of my property. The man on the other side of the property, in front of little children, the puppies were jumping at him, and he pulled out a .22 pistol and shot the puppy in front of the children. And yet this is legal in Alabama. They can do that because the puppy was on his property. Now, something has to be done about these ignorant fools. I came from the city, from a wealthy family, and when a neighbor's dog wanders onto our property, first thing we do is offer it a treat, look at its name tag, get its veterinarian's phone number, and call and find out who the owner is through the veterinarian. And then if that doesn't work, we carry it over to the veterinarian so he can identify the dog and call the owner. And then bring it back home, put it in the garage, and wait till they come and retrieve their pet. Out here, these ignorant hillbillies shoot your dogs. So I go online looking for a barking device that will make them bark, to keep this man awake all night long, every night, so he can't do his job. So maybe he'll fall asleep at the wheel and glide off the interstate, and no more sweet Labrador retrievers will be murdered by this man. And then we've got the dog murderer on the other side, and I'll just have to build another run and put some dogs in it and have a barking device and keep him up all night, so he'll drive off the interstate and no longer murder people's puppies in front of little children, watching the man shoot their puppy they've been playing with the mama dog since it was born. If you have any ideas, please let me know. They sure would appreciate it.